Hello and welcome back to the Orlando Adventures podcast. I'm your host Russ, and today's episode is the CityWalk one. So a lot of you will know that heading down to Universal Studios Orlando or heading down to Islands of Adventure, you've got to go through CityWalk. You come off the moving walkways and you are just immersed in this massive area called CityWalk, where there's a host of different shops, different restaurants, kind of different establishments in this area. And honestly, I love CityWalk. I love walking through it day or night. It's a fabulous place, and it's a fabulous place to kind of start your day walking through. And quite often I found myself kind of like stopping at one of these like quick serves or restaurants on the way into the park or the way out, and I just wanted to do an episode talking about all of these things as one. So a little bit like the episodes where I've done a tour of the actual parks themselves, I'm going to do a tour of CityWalk. So we're basically going to walk around CityWalk, looking at all of the different restaurants and quick serves. And, you know, if I come across any other stuff, then I'll mention them at the same time. But hopefully this will be an insight to the stuff that is actually in CityWalk. As much as anything, I've basically clicked on the Universal app and I'm looking at CityWalk, and there's a lot of stuff that I either didn't know was there, or there's stuff that I just haven't been to. And it's been on the list for such a long time that I'm like, maybe I just need to go and tick some of these off, because some of these obviously are fantastic and a lot of people will rave about these. But I've done a lot of kind of dining off-site. I often have done a day in the park, finished the park, and then kind of gone out in the evening. But maybe I need to extend my day to spend more time in CityWalk. But without further ado, let's kind of go through the options. The first thing that you generally always come to first in CityWalk is Bubba Gump Shrimp Company. So this is a full-service casual dining restaurant themed with regards to Forrest Gump. So if that kind of means anything to a lot of people, then you know this can be a really, really exciting restaurant. And I've personally never been, but I've heard some really, really good reviews of this restaurant itself, which is absolutely fantastic, and it looks brilliant from the outside. It really, really does. According to Universal's kind of full blurb of this restaurant, they say that it captures the American spirit that made Forrest Gump a smash hit. Shrimp is the speciality, but in this fun, casual setting, there is definitely something for everyone. I actually spoke to James from Snacks, Beers and Mickey Ears about this when we recorded his episode, because I basically said to him that I don't eat fish, and he was saying that this is a kind of a staple for him in terms of places that he would go in the park. But I ultimately have never been to this restaurant because I was put off by the fact that I figured it was just going to be shrimp. But it turns out that they've actually got a fairly extensive menu. So this might be one of those that I need to get on the list for trying next time that I actually go to CityWalk. Next thing along in CityWalk is Cold Stone Creamery. A lot of you will know Cold Stone Creamery. It's a quick service. And Universal basically say that for more than 25 years, Cold Stone Creamery has served the finest ice cream and shakes using their signature process of preparing your custom ice cream creation on a frozen granite stone. So, you know, if you're looking for a quick dessert before, after, during your day in the parks, then Cold Stone Creamery is an absolute shout. It's basically open till 10 p.m. on Sunday through to Thursday, and then Friday and Saturdays it's open till 12 midnight. This is a quick service, so it is not a dining in kind of option. There is a Starbucks next door, so I know a lot of you will probably be keen on starting your day with a Starbucks. And honestly, I think it's such a perfect way to kind of get to the parks early, ready for rope drop, but go and grab yourself like either one of the signature coffees or a cold brew or whatever it is that you opt to drink. And getting a Starbucks, honestly, I think is one of the best ways to do that. And I know a lot of us do it. So an absolute shout. It's a staple for a lot of people. In the downstairs bit at CityWalk, there always used to be a Cinnabon. And according to the Universal app, it claims that there still is. But I think what they're actually referring to is I think there's actually a Cinnabon stand there at the moment. I'm just looking on the app at the moment, and it does claim temporarily serving a limited menu at select locations throughout CityWalk. So yeah, I think there is like a mobile stand there, which is fine. It's absolutely great, you know. Like I'm a big fan of Cinnabon, and it was such a shame when they said that this was going to be closing in CityWalk, because I quite like the idea of basically starting my day, getting a Cinnabon, head over to Starbucks and go and get yourself a coffee, and then you kind of got best of both worlds while you're waiting for rope drop. So that would have been my ideal, but they claim that there is still one, but the jury's still out on it. If anyone's seen it, then do let me know. And if anyone's seen this next restaurant, then I'm really, really intrigued. But there is a quick service on the upstairs bits. You got the kind of escalators, and you head upstairs towards a quick serve called Bend the Bow. So bow is in like bow buns, and honestly, this looks wicked. So the little blurb reads, "Get ready for bows that wow," featuring delicious options like kimchi fried chicken, crab cake, duck, and more. And honestly, having looked at the menu, this looks absolutely fabulous. It really, really does. There's quite a few options. There's vegetarian options. There's obviously a lot of meat options, and these bao buns look really, really good. They're I wouldn't say they're the cheapest, but ultimately this is theme park food, so don't go into any of these expecting cheap. But it really does look good. So if anyone's been to this, please do let me know, because I am properly intrigued about this. Next thing upstairs that we come along to is Burger King the Whopper Bar. I don't know anything about this. I'm going to be absolutely real with you. It claims, enjoy the flame broiled burger you love with over 1 million ways to have it your way. Does that mean it's like Subway for Burger King? I don't know. I'm not sure. And I feel like I should know this because I've gone past this about 1 million times. But ultimately, I've never been in it because, and don't get me wrong, I love a Burger King as much as the next person, but I haven't ever been in this because of what's next door. And what's next door is Panda Express. And a lot of you would have heard me talk about this in probably some of the earlier episodes, but Panda Express for me, through the years, has been an absolute staple in CityWalk. Quite often with a couple of my friends, we used to go to IOA late at night, and we would basically head over to the parks for like 6 p.m, knowing that IOA would be open until like 9 or 10. And we would go into Panda Express, go and get a Panda Express, broccoli beef, orange chicken, that's where it's at. You got to get the egg rolls, and you get an absolute feast. Go and get that inside you, stuff yourself full, and then go and do like Jurassic River Adventure at night or something. That honestly, that is where it's at. And then go and do Doctor Doom. That is perfect. And add obviously Hagrid's and Velocicoaster into that nowadays, and you've got yourself an absolute recipe. But yeah, if anyone's into kind of like Asian cuisine, noodles, rice, kind of like meats, vegetables, that kind of stuff, somewhere like Panda Express is absolutely top tier. I'm such a big fan. So for me, it's a staple, and I honestly, I think I've done it every trip since like 2016, I think, at this point. So yeah, big advocate for a bit of Panda Express. The next thing upstairs that you've got is a place called Moe's Southwest Grill. This is a quick service. They do giant burritos, cheesy quesadillas, and flavourful salads prepared right before your eyes. So this is kind of like Mexican style food, and I'm here for it. I've never had it, and I've never had it because it's next to Panda Express. It's literally like in the same building. I honestly feel like I need to try this because I love a bit of Mexican food, and it looks good. I'm looking at the menus and stuff right now, and it looks really, really nice. So again, if anyone's been to Moe's, give me a little review. Tell me whether or not this is worth going to. Next things we've got upstairs, but further down in CityWalk. It claims it's upstairs. I thought it was downstairs. I don't know. Red Oven Pizza Bakery. Now the pizzas at this place look absolutely wicked. They claim, take a quick trip to Italy for authentic artisan pizza made fresh while you wait. And this is kind of, I suppose, CityWalk's answer to Blaze at Disney Springs. It's casual dining again, and the menu, it looks good. I actually was watching, funnily enough, Danny and Vicky Roll on Holidays, their video from last week, just the other day, and Vicky got herself a pizza from this place, and honestly, it looked really good. Honestly, I actually don't think the prices are that bad, because they're kind of sensible sized pizzas, and they range anywhere from like $14 up to about $17, which is really not that bad. That's not that much. It really, really isn't. So, if anyone's looking for a bit of a pizza fix, then then Red Oven could be an absolute shout. The next restaurant on the list is a place called the Cowfish. So I've never been to the Cowfish, and it scares me because I don't like fish. So that's why I've never been, but I love the idea of it. So this is the first and only sushi burger bar. It offers you the best sushi and the best burger in town, as well as the burgushi. So I'm just having a little look. This looks wicked, you know. This looks really nice. Like, there's an awful lot of fish, I will be honest with you, and it really isn't one of the cheaper options. I'm kind of just like scrolling through, and it does seem burgers are anywhere from like $20 plus. The sushi rolls can range anywhere from about $20 up to $33. It's not cheap. It claims to be casual dining, but this is not a cheap restaurant. But, you know, ultimately, if it's really good, it's worth the money, isn't it? So if anyone's been, again, please do let me know, because this sounds intriguing, to say the least. Next along is a place called Vivo Italian Restaurant, where you can celebrate the joy of modern Italian cuisine at Vivo Italian Restaurant. The restaurant features a sleek, contemporary decor, along with tried and true family recipes perfected over centuries. This might come as a shock at this point, but I've never been here. I'm looking at the menu, and it looks great. It does. They do pizzas, they do pasta, they do... I've just been put off. It's expensive. It is expensive. Maybe it's not. Is my view of expensive? So, okay, right. My view is that pasta is not an expensive dish, in my opinion. Tell me if I'm wrong. There is a bolognese here for $24. I am not paying $24 for a bolognese anywhere. It is the most basic dish. I don't know. I've got a bit of hatred for bolognese, I'm going to be honest with you. I think it's boring. But, you know, I'm probably going to get absolute hate for that. But yeah, I mean, this looks lovely. It looks like a really nice restaurant, but the prices of everything look to be a little bit higher than your typical stuff. Next restaurant along, we've got a thing called Bob Marley, A Tribute to Freedom. And this is a casual dining area. And again, I'm just going to have a little look through the restaurant. And you've kind of got like Taste of Jamaica. You've got loads of kind of like jerk chicken, spicy stuff, mango. They do vegetarian and vegan options as well. They do salads. They do kind of all sorts of different entrees that are kind of meats and patties and char grilled meats as well. They do fish. It looks really good, actually. This is an interesting one. They do various different drinks as well, and this looks fun. I've never been to this. Again, it seems bizarre. I'm going to stop saying I've never been to them because I probably haven't been to any of these at this point. But it does look really nice. And again, I think it's just kind of tucked around the back in the corner, so I've kind of never been in there. Next restaurant along is a place called Pat O'Brien's. Get a taste of Bourbon Street at this Bayou bar where dueling piano players accompany a menu of Cajun specialties like crawfish, etouffee, the New Orleans po' boy, and the Hurricane Cocktail. Well, I'm intrigued by the Hurricane Cocktail. What is the Hurricane Cocktail? I'm having a look. I'm in the menu. Here we go. Why am I in? I feel like it's an alcoholic drink. Bear with me. So the Pat O'Brien's Hurricane is the specialty made with Pat O'Brien's 151 rum and Hurricane mixed, served in a souvenir glass. I don't really know what it is. They do margaritas. They do all sorts, to be fair, but all of the alcoholic drinks are ranging from like $14 up. But this looks like a nice place. It looks like kind of a pretty standard eat with all sorts of kind of entrees and mains that you would expect in any restaurant, to be honest with you. Next little place we come across is a place called Fat Tuesday, where you can cool off with your favourite frozen concoctions at a convenient walk-up counter, enjoy premium frozen daiquiris and more. So this, as far as I'm aware, does kind of like really fun alcoholic drinks, but they don't have a menu on here, which is really quite annoying. And to be honest, I'm not going to look it up right now because I'm going to get totally sidetracked from recording this episode. But Fat Tuesdays, that's open from 4 p.m. till 12 a.m. Next up, we've got a place called Hot Dog Hall of Fame, and I've always wanted to go to this place. And I've always been put off a little bit because the reviews of it are never that good. But it claims that you can strike out your hunger with classic hot dogs from some of the nation's most famous ballparks at the CityWalk Hot Dog Hall of Fame, where every wiener's a winner. That's top tier, that is. And looking at the menu, like, I always think it looks good. I love a hot dog. I'm a big fan. And I'm pretty sure somewhere on this menu, and I've got to try and find it, there's a 2 foot long one. There is. Yeah, there's a 2 foot long hot dog. It's a Vienna all beef dog, baguette, choice of 2 toppings. I'm here for it. And I kind of want to try it, And they do a vegan one as well. They do like vegan options. They do Nathan's Famous hot dog options. They do chili cheese fries. I'm kind of here for it. And I think I need to try this 2 foot long hot dog at some point. It's different. It's unique. Ultimately, it's completely over the top and not needed, obviously, but it looks good fun, So I'm here for it. I think next trip Hot Dog Hall of Fame might be on the list, It's open from 12 p.m. until 9 from Sunday to Thursday, and on Friday to Saturday is open till 11 p.m. Prices don't look too bad either. So if you're looking for kind of like a slightly cheaper eat, then this might be an option for you. Next one along, and I've heard amazing stuff about this place. It's called Antojito's Authentic Mexican Food. This is open 4 till 10 Sunday to Thursday and 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. Friday to Saturday. Casual dining. Let's have a look at the menu. Let's see what the prices are like. I'm going to give you a review of prices. The kind of like appetizers are your standard Mexican stuff, but they all look amazing, ranging from anywhere from like $10 up to kind of like share nachos for like $17. I'm pretty sure the portion sizes here are massive, by the way. You've got all sorts. You've got specialties, you've got quesadillas, you've got tacos, burritos, chimichangas, you name it. And honestly, like the reviews I've heard from people are amazing at this place. So this is definitely on the list. They do a lot of kind of options for 2 people as well. A lot of kind of like sharing options. I'm here for it. Antojitos. And inevitably, they're going to do margaritas as well, which is always a win. Next up, talking of margaritas, we've got Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville. And this is open all over the place in terms of hours. So I would check out the app because it's going to take me a while to even tell you. But it's always open at 11. It just shuts at different hours. So it's casual dining again. And realistically, food option-wise, I'd have said it's similar to kind of like what Antojito seems to offer, but a bit more Americanized from what I can see on the menu. You've got quite a lot of fish options as well. You've got all sorts of kind of like meats and pastas and burgers. It looks really good. It looks like a great place to eat, and inevitably, go and get your margaritas. You'll be absolutely laughing. Opposite that, you've got the kind of the plane on the side of the water as you walk down towards IOA, called Lone Palm Airport. Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville Outdoor Tiki Bar, featuring wings, nachos, shrimp, conch fritters, hot dogs, beer, and specialty drinks. So this claims that it's actually being refurbished at the moment, the aeroplane. So I don't know whether or not it's actually open for drinks. I'm pretty sure it is, but I think they might have just taken Hemisphere Dancer away at the moment. This is basically like a quick serve. You can get your drinks and all that kind of stuff on your way out of IOA. Love it. Absolutely love the idea of it. Next restaurant along is called Big Fire American Fare. This is a casual dining restaurant, and I'm pretty sure this is kind of like burgers, steaks, all of those kind of like good things that you would expect at a kind of standard kind of restaurant. I will say it's not the cheapest. So looking at the prices, you've got like the filet is like $42. They do a ribeye, which is 16 ounce, which is pretty big to be fair, which is $47. Entrees range from like $22 up. It's quite expensive. I'm going to be real with you. This is quite expensive. Has anyone been to Big Fire? Have you been there? Not sure. It's closed on Mondays. Tuesday to Friday it's open till 4 till 10. Saturday it's open 3 till 10. Sunday it's open 4 till 10. Again, give me a review. I've actually watched a video of Tim Tracker going here once when it opened, and I don't know a huge amount other than that about it, to be absolutely real with you. Next thing we're going to come across, and I'm kind of heading back towards Universal Studios way at this point, and we're going to come across a little quick serve place called Breadbox Handcrafted Sandwiches. I'm going to be real with you. If I'm in CityWalk, the last thing I want is a sandwich. And I don't know, whether maybe I'm just kind of sleeping on this place, but Breadbox Sandwich will transport you back to your childhood kitchen of your favourite street corner deli. The combination of the highest quality meat and market fresh vegetables, bread baked daily and made to order preparation transform the simple sandwich into a masterpiece? I don't know. I can't tell you. Is it a masterpiece? It's a sandwich. I'm not sure. Maybe it's incredible. Nah, behave. The sandwiches range from like $15. $15 for a sandwich. You're having a joke, are you? Maybe it's really good. Has anyone been? I'm sorry. Who is? I don't want to offend everyone. Who's coming out the park to go and get a sarnie? I don't know. Maybe it's the absolute one, but I've never been there. Next to that, we've got Menchie's, which is a frozen yogurt establishment. One of the world's most popular frozen yogurt shops is coming to Universal CityWalk. The dream was to create a place where people from all walks of life and ages could enjoy themselves. Well, there you go. So, quick service, frozen yogurt, top tier. And Menchie's, I'm pretty sure, is the place that they give you like the signature spoons. Next door to Menchie's, then, we have got Voodoo Donut. And I'm sure there's so many people here who have had a Voodoo Donut. And there's something about walking out of City Walk with that pink box, isn't there? It's open from 8 a.m. till 12 a.m. every single day. They do snacks, beverages. It is a quick serve. Obviously, it's donuts. So, I'm a fan. I'm going to be honest with you. I am a fan of it. I think it's good. They're not the cheapest. Let's be absolutely real here. So, you know, they range from like, I don't know, anywhere from about $2 up to about $5 per kind of bar or fritter, whatever they're calling them. They all range, but ultimately there's only one way to do this, and it's to go and get the big box, isn't it? The big box, you basically get the classic dozen for $22, or you can get a voodoo dozen, which is $30, and they actually do a vegan voodoo dozen as well for $33. So there's loads of options, and honestly, some of these donuts just look insane. They really do. But I will say, I think you need to kind of eat them fairly quickly, within like a day, because otherwise they do tend to go a little bit stale in my opinion, and from my experience. But big fan of a Voodoo Donut personally. Next along, we've got NBC Sports Grill and Brew. This is obviously a sports bar and is going to serve all of the kind of foods you would expect from a casual dining sports bar. It's going to be burgers, it's going to be tenders, it's going to be wings, they're going to do beers, nachos. I imagine they do things like pizzas and salads as well. I'm just looking at it now. They've got kind of handheld sandwiches, pasta, tacos, you name it, they probably do it. Menu looks really good. If you're up for watching some sports as well, NBC Sports Grill and Brew could be fantastic. And you can enjoy everything from scrumptious sliders to Angus steaks, while nearly 100 HD screens play a constant stream of sports coverage. Kind of here for it. I really am. Next little quick serve we've got is Auntie Anne's. Who doesn't love an Auntie Anne's? I think an Auntie Anne's is absolutely top tier. You've got to go and get yourself kind of like either a pretzel or the little pretzel hot dog nugget things. I'm absolutely here for it all day long. Love getting a little snackage from Auntie Anne's. Next up, we have got the Hard Rock Cafe. Obviously an absolute staple, an absolute kind of pinnacle of what City Walk is. As you kind of walk down City Walk, you see Hard Rock Cafe, and it looks incredible, doesn't it? It's casual dining. Enjoy classic American cuisine and barbecue specialties, a variety of salads, 10 different kinds of burgers, desserts, plus a full bar. It's open from 11 a.m. till 12 a.m. and it's great fun. Honestly, if you're into a Hard Rock Cafe, then this is the one. It absolutely is. I would recommend anyone to do it. I remember doing it absolutely years ago, to be fair. And it's been a while, so I might need to get it back on the list. And the next one, and I think the final actual kind of place to eat in City Walk, is the Toothsome Chocolate Emporium and Savoury Feast Kitchen. What a mouthful that is. And you can delight your palate with delicious twists on steak, seafood, gourmet chocolates, and one-of-a-kind desserts. It's fantastical fare served with steampunk flair. Toothsome Foundry is open daily making milkshakes, is what it claims. I have actually eaten it. and I thought it was lovely. It was a while ago, so I can't talk about it too much, to be absolutely real with you. But I've had a milkshake from there a few times, and obviously I wanted the milkshake because it had a cake on top of it. So I was absolutely here for that. Menu, again, anything ranging from like probably about $16, $17 up to like $40. It to me feels like a bit better value for money, especially compared to like Big Fire across the way over there. It just seems a little bit more sensible in terms of how it is actually priced, and the building looks fantastic. It really does. It's a spectacular looking building. So, and I don't hear many people talk about this at all, to be honest with you. Like, do many people go to Toothsome? Is this still like a thing? Like, obviously it's been there for quite a while now, but do many people actually kind of make their way over to Toothsome anymore? And if they don't, then what's kind of the reason behind that as well? I'm not really sure. But there is a little store next to Toothsome called Candy Smith. Stop by this confectionery location inside the Toothsome Chocolate Emporium. Watch tasty creations being made and take home specialty chocolates and candies to savour later. It's basically chocolates. It's cool. Looks nice. There is a shop at the Hard Rock Cafe as well. The Rock Shop. And it sells logoed and music-themed apparel, accessories and souvenirs, including an array of world-famous city teas and collectible pins. So if you're into that kind of thing, absolutely wicked. There is a shop at Jimmy Buffett's called Smuggler's Hold. Take home a little bit of Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville, Orlando, with island-style clothing, collectibles, and margarita mixes. We've then got, I'm kind of doing this in a really weird order, but the next one we've got in CityWalk is the Epic Universe Preview Centre. So I won't talk too much about this because I'm sure a lot of you have seen that there is obviously the Preview Centre for Epic. You can basically see like a detailed kind of model of what it's going to look like. They've got information on all of the lands, but honestly, this is so exciting. I'm here for it. I absolutely am. There is also the Universal Studios store, which obviously is the Universal Studios shop, which is clearly very exciting. I'm sure there's more shops, I feel like there's more, but it's not telling me what else there is, which is totally weird because I was absolutely certain that there were more stores in CityWalk, because I'm pretty sure there was like a tattoo parlour as well, but I cannot get it to come up. I'm not sure. Yeah, it's not really coming up, to be honest with you. And then you've got the CityWalk Hub store as well, which is kind of where the security bit is as well. There's all sorts. There really is. And that's CityWalk. And genuinely, CityWalk, it's a big area. And there's a lot in there. And obviously, over the last kind of half an hour, I've gone through a lot of restaurants and basically kind of spoke at you a lot about what there is. And it's mad, isn't it? Because I've been to CityWalk, and I've walked through CityWalk so many times. And I've been to these parks countless times. I can't even tell you how many times. But there's a lot of places on this list that I haven't been to. And I feel like, I feel a bit bad because I feel like I totally should have been to quite a lot of these. And just for whatever reason, it hasn't been high on the priorities. But I'm really intrigued. I'm really intrigued to know, like, for all of you guys, what is basically a priority for yourself? Is it a priority for you to be going to any of these restaurants in CityWalk as well? Are these kind of like top tier things for you? Are they things that you do every single trip? I'm not sure. But ultimately, it's each of their own, isn't it? But there is two more things in CityWalk as well. And there's Universal's great movie escape. So you've got Back to the Future, Out of Time. And you've also got Jurassic World Escape. I'll read you the blurb for both of these. So anyone who's keen on an escape room might be keen on both of these. So for the Jurassic World one, the blurb reads, find yourself in a secret genetics lab on Isla Nublar and use your wits to solve a serious problem. The Indominus Rex has broken free and is headed your way. You'll need to be the cleverest species on the island if you're going to survive. Private group adventures of up to 8 also available. Separately ticketed experiences not valid for a theme park admission, so you do need to pay for this separately, and you will need to pre-book it ahead realistically. So this looks really fun. It's anyone who likes an escape room, then I'm here for it. I have heard that with these escape rooms, they're not like a normal escape room where like if you don't do the puzzles, you basically don't progress. Essentially, you will just progress forward. So everyone does it. Like, it's not that you can't complete it, which I get in terms of like a value for money point of view, but like at the same time, you want a bit of a challenge, don't you? So I don't know. And the Out of Time Back to the Future one, Great Scott, Biff stolen Doc Brown's newest time travel device to sabotage the timeline. This sounds familiar. Follow Doc's clues to find the prototype, track Biff, and save the day. You've never experienced anything like this in the past, present, or future. I'd like to do these. I really would. I would like to do it. I think it would be good fun. I think they're fairly expensive, I'm honest with you, and I haven't got the prices here because I can't see them. But yeah, the last time I looked at it, I'm pretty sure they were quite expensive. So, you know, if anyone's done these as well, do let me know, because I'm intrigued to hear reviews, and I'm here to kind of hear all about people's experiences having done all of these things in and around CityWalk. If there's any things that people think should be added to CityWalk, like, let me know. Give me a shout. Tell me what you think would benefit CityWalk from being in this area. Obviously, it's a fairly popular area, but it doesn't seem to be as popular as Disney Springs. So what is it that Disney Springs has got that kind of CityWalk doesn't? I appreciate it's not as much shopping. Maybe that's the draw. Maybe that's what people want. Maybe people want more shopping opportunities. I'm not sure, but I hope you've all enjoyed this episode. It was good fun just trying to find out what was actually in this area. It's an area I love, but it's an area that clearly I haven't spent as much time in that I potentially thought I had. I've obviously walked through it, I've spent time in it, but I haven't done all of the restaurants and activities that there are on offer. So once again, thank you all so much for listening, and genuinely, if you've enjoyed this episode or you've enjoyed any of the previous episodes, please do let me know, genuinely. And if you're listening to an episode, please do share it, because it means the world. And honestly, it means the world to be able to grow the podcast, to be able to do more episodes, to be able to put more content out there. I absolutely love doing this. I really, really do. So I appreciate each and every single one of you, and I always will. So thank you again for listening, and I will speak to you all in the next one.